Okay, so welcome to AvaTrade live Q&A webinar. My name is Danny. I'll give you the webinar today. I guess that you didn't hear any of what I said in the introduction, which is fine. So now we're going to begin. I hope that everybody can hear me properly and that can see the chart so we can begin. Okay, so as I said, my name is Danny. This is the live Q&A. Thank you very much. Thank you, Fernando. Okay. I hope that everybody else can hear me as well. So as I said a minute ago, I apologize for being late. Unfortunately, due to my computer wanting to restart and I had no power to stop it, we had to start a little later. We have a question from Farah. How does one go about beginning to trade when they have no prior knowledge? This is a wonderful... Thank you. This is a wonderful question coming from Farah Razul. So what I'm going to do, okay, now we're going to explain what will happen in the webinar, but first we're going to jot down your question, which is a lovely one. Okay, and we will understand. We're going to go through the agenda here, and we'll see what's happening in each and every step. So initially, we're going to have the previous questions, which are questions that our team has prepared. Okay, from other webinars and from previous live Q&A webinars and so on, which are those. And dynamic questions are exactly the questions that the same way that Farah simply asked a question, I took it and I pasted it down here. So I'm going to do the same with your questions as well. And since this is a live Q&A webinar, there is no need for you to wait until I get to your to a certain subject. You can just ask whatever you want randomly, just beautifully as Farah did. So the third part will be a little more informative. There is no really need to explain what will happen. I'm just going to share those links with you. And this part will be as a bonus, because usually what happens is I get questions regarding analysis. Now, if we're going to cover the questions with analysis through, thumbs up. If we're not going to do that, we have this we have this layer just saved for us to play with. Okay, but I assume let's have a little. Okay, so before we carry on, any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Now, guys, as I said priorly, this is a live Q&A webinar, but it will be recorded. Therefore, even if you couldn't grasp the whole thing in the first time, or you just need another time to watch and to understand and to practice, so you can do it conveniently through our channel on YouTube. Okay, usually... well, I don't want to give any commitments. I can just say it could be today, uploaded video could be today, or it could be during the following day. Okay, now we can basically hit the road. I just want to make sure that everything is recorded as I mentioned a minute ago, and then we will begin. So I'll be right back. Thank you very much. Okay, so we are back and everything seems as it should be. We have another question. Where does one seek advice on trading? This is another question. We're gonna paste it down here. Okay, and we're simply gonna begin. So like I said, I'm Danny. This is the live Q&A, and we're gonna begin. And we're gonna begin with a previous webinar questions. Let's see what's written here. How much money is needed? Perhaps needed to open a position. By the way, I forgot to mention something very, very important. Today, by the audience request, we are going to have the webinar on MT4, MetaTrader 4, okay? We're not going to have it on the WebTrader, so this is a huge benefit. We're usually having it on the WebTrader, and now we're going to look at MT4 as well. Okay, we're going to paste. Oh, many questions come in. That's wonderful. Okay, and we're gonna review the questions that we have here. So the first question, as I said, is how much money is needed to open a position. Okay, so that's called margin impact. Okay, we're gonna go through that in a minute. What is support and resistance? Okay, support and resistance are higher or lower edge points on the chart, even though pivot points doesn't necessarily need to be on the edge, but some of it as well. How can I get news about the market? Okay, so you have various ways. You can either use Google, right? You can also use obviously our website. That's the most obvious thing to do. So I would say news. Okay, so I'm gonna put here web trader. Then we have the news section, economic calendar. It's more into the details already, but I guess it's considered news as well. Yeah, it's pretty much something doesn't add up. There we go. And what else? What else beside Google? Maybe Bloomberg as well. Basically everywhere. I'm not going to tell you anything specific beside what I've mentioned because I can carry on like this for hours. You have many places to find out news about the market, but it doesn't necessarily need to be you don't need to pay for that. Okay. How does the leverage work? Okay, so the leverage, how it works, leverage multiplies buying and selling power. Okay, this is, guys, I don't know really, this question is, I'm not sure that there is one person in the, maybe Powell no, but well, that's the only way I can basically answer on that is we don't know, right? We don't know, but that is depending on the governmental decision, right? Right. Okay. Now we're gonna elaborate. We're gonna play with the questions and see how we can get the best answer out of it. So how much money is needed for the position? Now, as I said, we're gonna take this question and we're gonna paste it right at the right here. Okay, and we're gonna look at the lovely crude oil. Okay, can everybody see my chart though? Can everybody see my chart? I'd like to confirm it before carry on. Thank you, Samira. Everybody see my chart besides Samira and Jacob? Very well. More people to comment, please. More people, Dovo, very well. Okay, so let's begin, like I said, with a question, which is how much money is needed. Now, the way that this works is very simple. We see here to the right, we have the price of the asset. So we're gonna look at we're looking at crude oil. Okay, the now price is 74.43. Okay, that's price per unit. Now, how many units, right? So the quantities or units are, let's say, okay, so we're gonna find out, we're gonna right click on the chart and then we're gonna go to trading and new order. Okay, just gonna put it down here. Okay, let's read what it says here. So we see that at one lot, we have 1,000 barrels, right? In one lot, we have 1,000 barrels. That means that if hypothetically I'm taking this position, I have 1,000, just a second, 1,000 units, one lot. Lot is a measuring unit. Now, when I'm looking at one lot, that means that the value that I'm dealing with will have to be multiplied by how much? 1,000, perfect. So we're gonna take the price per unit, just like purchasing 1 barrel of oil versus 1,000. So we're gonna multiply that by simply how many we have. Well, I don't really need a calculator for that. We're just gonna jot down 73,430. Now, that is called the value, right? That is the value, okay? And what else we're gonna find out is the leverage. Now, we don't know the leverage through MT4, okay? As you can see here, I can't see, maybe if I'll go to properties, or I can find it through the settings on my account, but I can tell you that the leverage in this case is 10. Now, this is one of the benefits that we have using the web trader. Okay, on the web trader, you can see the leverage for each and every asset, and you can also see the leverage, value, and you can see the margin that you have necessary on the account. Okay, let me see if I can somehow add a way to see the leverage right away. Just a second, so I can save us time. Okay, well, it doesn't let me add it to this screen. Unfortunately, it asks me to split the screen, and unfortunately, I can only show you the webinar on one screen, so it doesn't let me do it. But like I said, if the leverage is 10, okay, let's just put here 10, or maybe 1 to 10. That's how it's defined. Okay, 1 to 10. That means that my balance, which is 10,000 in this particular case, will behave as if I had 100. Okay, why? Because again, it's 1 to 10. For every dollar I have, I get 10 as if I had 10 more. Now, that's not exactly right. Why? Because of exactly the nature of this question. How much is needed to open a position? That means that this thing here, this margin impact here, maybe margin also requirement, you can also, okay, is yeah, well, margin requirement or margin impact. That's basically the idea. And the way that this works is extremely simple. To open this position, just going to show you margin requirement. I need 10th of what we are of the value. Okay, so let's recap. Let's just understand what exactly is happening here. Without the leverage, we said that the leverage multiplies buying and selling, right? That means if I have 10,000 and this position worth 73,000, am I able to take this position? Do I have enough money without leverage? The question is without leverage. Can I take this position or not? Not enough money, exactly. So thanks to the leverage, which multiplies my ability by 10, that means that I also can use this logic to just divide a value by 10, and then I know how much I need. That's as simple as it gets. Do we have any questions regarding this? Any questions about that explanation or the question itself? Yeah, thank you, Sharon. Sharon is asking if this only with oil. No, the answer is this is, oh, maybe the leverage. If you meant that this is the leverage changes from asset to another. Could be 1 to 10 with this, could be 1 to 20 with gold, could be 1 to 100 with currencies, but it depends on the, actually, we have a question about how the leverage works. So guys, this question and that question leads to the same answer. How much money is needed is depending on the leverage, right? So basically we can, yeah, I'll put an answer separatedly, but basically it's the same, it leads to the same answer. Okay, so basically this exercise can be applied on any other asset with no issues at all. You're just going to multiply how many units you need by the value, and you're going to have an outcome of the value, how much this position worth. Okay, and because of the leverage, or maybe thanks to the leverage, we only need 10% of the value. If the leverage would have been, let's take another asset, just again to practice and to understand. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for gold. Maybe, yeah, Well, why not? We're gonna go to the chart window, and we're gonna maybe change the candlesticks a little bit. Not sure that I want to do it now. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you a little guide through about what's happening here. Okay, so what's happening over here is we have the toolbar. We have this is the time frames. Okay, we have minutes, hours, days, weeks, and months. If I would really want to, I can just minimize the screen and look at several screens at the same time. Not gonna do that now, but I can do it. I can split the screen, and I can also change what I'm looking at, just the shape of how the chart looks at looking like, by clicking on this tiny candlesticks icon, right, or the line, whatever I prefer. It's fine, and I can also adjust. Sometimes the colors, these colors are a bit glowy. Sometimes you want to change it, so you can go to properties and simply change here. Let's say the bar up is fine. We're gonna make this one red, just to show you. You don't really need to do this at all, but it's just again to be able to make it maybe a bit clearer for your own. Okay, so we're looking at gold. Okay, right now what we're looking at is 2045. I hope that everybody can see that it's a little smaller than we show on our platform. Okay, the value here per unit is a bit different. Well, not a bit different, it's different. So we're gonna put here gold. We're gonna write down let's begin with price per unit, which is 2045, and we have units. Let's see if the lot size here is the same as well, right? So we're gonna go right click. Okay, it doesn't matter where I click. You can click here, I can click here. Okay, so I click, and then I go to trading, and in trading I go to new order. Okay, and in new order I can see, let's see, one lot equals 100 units. Okay, so we're gonna write down units 100. Okay, one lot. It doesn't need to be one lot. I'm just demonstrating. It doesn't really matter. Okay, because this calculation can be changed accordingly. So 100. This is the price. So we're gonna do 100 multiply 2045. This time we are going to use a calculator. Okay, 100 multiply 2040 2045. Just a second, guys. Sorry. Okay, so as I was saying, this calculation is extremely simple, and we see that the result is 204,500. Okay, 204,500. And this is, again, this is the value we said. This is how much the position worth, right? Underneath, we're going to put the leverage, which in this case is 1 to 20. Okay, this is something that you can find through the web trader. Okay, it's the web trader. Let me try again to see if I can pull it that screen just a second. Okay, unfortunately, still it doesn't let me do it for some reason. We're gonna fix it in a later stage, maybe. Even though we usually do it on the web trader, so it doesn't really change anything right now. We're just gonna assume again that the leverage here is 1 to 20. Now, if the leverage is 1 to 20, we're gonna try just the same exercise that we've done with oil. We're gonna simply take the value. The value in this case is a bit different. It's 204, as I said, and we're gonna divide it by the 20. Now, let's see. Just a second. We're gonna take 204, it's here already, and divide it by 20. So that means, can we take one lot with gold with the current account, guys? Is that possible? Is that possible? Look how much we need and how much we have. This is the balance, right? This is the equity and the free margin. I will explain in a minute what it means. Maybe. Can't. Exactly. Now, we're going to carry on. we're going to carry on. I think we've pretty much concluded this question and the question here at the bottom, how much money is needed. So the way that this works is we're going to take price per unit, multiply quantities, right, equals value. Okay, and we're going to take the value as I showed. We're going to take value divided by leverage equals margin requirement or impact for that matter. Okay, which is margin impact equals necessary amount to open a position. Okay, very, very simple. And that's also basically how the leverage work as well. I don't really know if I need a different answer for that one. I guess it could be the same. How the leverage works. I'm just gonna, you know what, I'm gonna put here a different explanation. Leverage, oh, what did I do? Leverage multiplies buying and selling power and requires a certain level and free margin to use. Let's put it this way. Okay, that means if my leverage is 1 to 20, I'll need 5% of the value, right? If my leverage is 1 to 10, I need 10% of the value. If my leverage would have been 1 to 5, I would have needed 20% of the value, and so on and so on. Okay. Now, the following question, what is support and resistance? So guys, support and resistance are very easy to identify. We're gonna look at, okay, we're looking at 1 hour, which is fine. Oh, let me paste the question maybe. Okay, we're gonna take it from here, paste it down there. Okay. Now, how do we identify support and resistance, and who cares about support and resistance? Sorry for being blunt, but we care, and the reason is it helps me identify potential reversal or certain levels that I suspect the market to turn around or just to go across. Now, in this particular case, by the way that I can, it's something that can just help you. You see that there is no information from the candles whatsoever. I go across with my hand, nothing happens. So what I need to do, you see there is a crosshair here. I can also just click Control F, okay, and then Control or here on the crosshair. And what happens is it lets me see the levels. I hope that you see it's here at the bottom. Okay, it's changing right here at the bottom, and it's also showing me that at the right hand side. Okay, it's presented a little differently on the website, much more accessible way if you're asking me. And in here, what I can do is I can place, if for instance I identify, okay, so let's just go through the definition first. Higher or lower edge points on the chart. Okay, now what does that mean exactly? That means that if I'm looking at this little, well, a little, I don't know how to call it, let's say a reversal head and shoulders, right? Not really. This is just a bunch of candles, but this is a lovely support line. So how does this work exactly? What is support? What is resistance? How do I identify them? So whatever price I have, there are certain edge points on every chart. Let me just mark them for us to see them a little more nicely. Okay, so you got to be careful where you're placing it, because to change it, you have to go on the, we don't always able to catch, there we go. Okay. Just a second, guys. There we go. I'm just placing it to the price that I need. You see in here, in here, in here. Those are support line. How so? Those are also support lines. Okay, down here as well, and so on. But you don't want to go too far. Okay, what is resistance? Resistance are the other way around. They are the points on above the price. Okay, so if this would have been, if I simulate this to my room, then I'll have my ground, my floor, which are underneath, supporting me from falling down, and I have my resistance, which is my ceiling, preventing me from going any higher. Now, naturally, when a price goes across as you can see, there are different level of support. Okay, so if the price goes across that price, maybe I should change only the color, because this color is not really pleasant to see. Just a second. See, we can add it down here. I'm gonna make it something a little lighter. How is the yellow? Okay, that's much better. You can, by the way, you can pick your own colors. I'm just putting it for my own. Okay, even though this is not my. Okay, now why is this? How is this helpful? Who can tell me how is this helpful? Okay, so now I know how to identify support and resistance. Okay. By the way, this is not only here. This can be also on the weekly. Okay, you see, as I have explained initially, we have minutes, hours, days, weeks, and months. Okay, so if I'm looking at the hours, I also have support and resistance. You see in here, in here, in here, in here. So that means support and resistance are, I don't want to say dynamic, but I can identify support and resistance almost in every time frame. Okay, obviously the structure changes because it looks different. If I'm looking at here, I see that like it's going down. If I'm looking at months, it seems like it's rising, right? Let's get rid of. Okay, so before I get rid of it, but it looks different. So support and resistance can be identified on various time frames through, like I said, different levels. Okay, and the reason that we're doing it is because support, if it breaks the support, we believe that the support line is a special price to cross. Okay, it doesn't just break the support line unless something fundamental happen. Now, it can happen without something fundamental. It's just not really explainable. If you look at here, this is give or take the time when the interest rate stayed the same, right? If I'm not mistaken. So you can go across the history, you can go across the chart, and you can find that every time that gold fluctuated massively, that was around the time that something changed on the news, whether if it's good or not, right? Depending on the, we also have a question here about the interest rate. Yeah, we do. You see, this is a nice example. This is a wonderful example. Because when I'm looking at the support and resistance and I see, okay, this right here, this is way beyond the previous resistance, right? Previous resistance was, I think this is all times high. So we understand support and resistance are certain, I don't want to call it a station because it's, I don't know how to explain it, but this is in particular a point that it can potentially turn around the way that it did on let me see when, on the 12th, right? On the 12th, it turned around on the 12th. Okay, and this is let's see, this is days. We're looking at days. You see, it went down periodically on the 11th, and then it flinched when it went back up the same lap that it went down. This is quite nice movement. What happened here? Okay, so when I'm looking at this price, when I'm looking at that price, at this price, even in a higher price, you see those prices, I can assume it can potentially turn around unless there will be something fundamental that will justify that. Okay, now it's not a formula. You should be careful to relying on it purely. Okay, what's support and resistance? So we've explained. I'm just gonna jot down here at the bottom. Showed on the chart, right? Showed on the chart. Support and resistance can potentially help identify a good entry and possible reversal. Okay, no matter how many times I'm gonna say that, okay, just keep it in your head. This is not a formula. The market can just fluctuate differently all the time. How can I get news about the market? Okay, so basically what I wrote here is pretty much, well, it's pretty much summarizing what I wanted to tell you, because we're not gonna go down to one of this website and I'm gonna read the articles. Okay, this is what you have Mr. Troy Frey with his amazing webinar, which I highly recommend, about fundamental analysis. He's presenting it in such a really convenient way. Okay, so I recommend you to watch that for the fundamentals, for the news. Okay, and and if I carry on down in here, we also understand this is impossible to answer. This is just impossible to answer. Okay, will the interest go down? The only way, you know what, not the only way, but what could potentially pull the interest down is if the economy will stabilize. Okay, who knows why the interest rate has gotten so high? Guys, this is really a simple question. If you have a good grip on what's happening with the interest rate, I think that the news that well, you can rely purely on that, but when we have a decision about the interest rate, how can I put it this way? It always has an effect on the market, always. Okay, I don't know negatively or positively. I mean, we do, but we're not going to say that here. Okay, but if you are following the interest rate and you understand the impact on the economy, it can be very fruitful. Okay, let's put it this way. Now, will it go down or not? Okay, depending on the situation on the economy. If there is something called inflation, what is inflation? Who knows? Prices go high, right? Who knows what is inflation? So if the value of my currency is decreasing, I need somehow to maintain the currency and not to prices to go too high. Because if prices, interest and employment, yeah, that as well. But what I mean by that in here is when prices go high and people just buy, right? And the price of things go up, but the value doesn't change, right? I'm buying a house, the same house, but it costs me much more now, right? I'm buying a fridge, but the fridge doesn't cost 700, it costs 1,000. Then that means that the currency that I'm using is weakening, and we want the currency value to be maintained, right? The money that we printed want to be maintained to a certain value. So by increasing the interest rate, we actually increase the volume of the loan, right? In all aspects. whether if it's mortgage, whether if it's just a loan to buy a car, whether if it's a loan for a business, everybody is affected by that. When you increase the interest rate, it goes down to the economy. It goes to the basically to us when we purchase things, if we're using any loan, and it affects massively on the currencies. That means that if the interest rate has gone very, very high, okay, like happened in the past half a year, I think. Well, in the past 3 years, and didn't happen in the past half a year. Sorry, because they decided to keep it at this level, even though now there are rumors they're gonna lower it. But I don't wanna again. Then later on you're gonna say, hey, Denny told me it's going down. I'm not in the government, okay? So it might go down, but that depends on the economy. If the economy is stabilized and we see that the inflation is, again, I don't want to say controlled. This is I'm preventing myself from using the word control, okay, to control the economy, but to maintain the economy. So interest rate possibly can go down, okay, but it doesn't mean it wouldn't go up if the economy goes nuts again. Keep that in mind. Okay. So I think we pretty much concluded this part, to be honest. There is no need to. Okay, so how beginning, no prior knowledge. Okay, so let's keep reading the question because I have a feeling that my answer is going to get all of them together. Where does advice of trading? The trading platform fluctuated. Okay, very nice, very nice. The market. So what I'm going to do to question 1 and 2, same answer. What you can do is you have a senior account manager. This is basically the best advice that I can give you. A senior account manager can assist you with a plan, education, risk, money management, and that's basically all you need. Of course, I'm kidding. You also need to see videos and educate yourself by practicing. There is no way somebody can just turn anyone into a trader without acquiring the information, and this is something that takes time. So we have all the content. Next time I'm going to show you this on the web trader. Today we just looked at MT4, which is fine. Okay, but next time I'm going to show you the whole facility, and you can see how many nice tools we have on the website that can assist you along your journey. Okay, now how does that work exactly, the account manager? So when whether if you have experience or not, right? You want to fund your account, you want to start moving, but like it's written here, you have no prior knowledge, right? So what you can do is you can sit down with an account manager and just make a plan. It doesn't need to be too crazy. It doesn't need to go too far. It just needs to make sense. You need a certain goal in mind, maybe a goal, I don't know, a weekly goal or monthly goal or whatever goal you have as an achievement. Okay, you also need to schedule the times that you'll be trading. So for instance, I'm extremely busy. I have a family of God knows how many kids, and I'm not going to sit down 3 hours a day. So I need to pick my trading style that will go along with my lifestyle. Otherwise, it will be challenging for me. Okay, so we need a goal, we need time, we need a trading style, and basically that's the meaning of a plan. Now, there is upon this strategy, risk money management, financial comparison between assets to see which asset can contribute the best ROI, your return on investment. You also need to schedule a certain P&L ratio, how much you're planning to profit, how much you're planning to lose. Well, not planning to lose, but how much you're planning to expose, you're willing to expose, and so on and so on. And this can be done easily with a senior account manager, but in the shape of brick by brick. It's not something immediate. Okay, so for the first and the second question, this is pretty much what I can write down. Okay, this, you know what? I'm actually gonna put down this one at underneath that question, and under that question, we're gonna put also signals. Okay, signals through avatrade.com by Trading Central. Okay, those are two things. Seek help or advice. That's basically signals can assist you on that. And regarding that question, always you can check the working hours, days and hours for each and every asset, maybe for every asset on the platform, okay, on the platform by clicking on instrument details. That's right hand side inside order window. Again, this is on the web trader. This is on the web trader. In here, you can just do it with just a second. Let me find it. I think it's in here. Oh, what did I do? I think I closed it. Just a second, guys. I'm gonna find it here. Okay, on MT4, to find it. Okay, I hope that now you can see. Okay, so I'm gonna show it to you again. I'm gonna right click here on the asset that I want, whatever asset I want. We're gonna go to specifications, and then it's gonna show me everything that I need. Okay, all the times. Okay, everything that I basically need is in here. Okay, basically the contract size and everything. Okay, like I said, and in here it shows you that the leverage is 1 to 20. Unfortunately, I can't add here the section where it shows the leverage, but by 5%, I know that it's 20. Okay. There's a question here. Will you please share the question and the answers with us on email? No, unfortunately, that's impossible, but the webinar is recorded. The webinar is recorded. That's what I said in the beginning, for you to just see it whenever you want on YouTube. Okay, let me just share with you the links though. I think that I didn't send you any of the links. Actually, before the links, I want to give you here a nice benefit. This will be a lovely answer to the question that we had about when you seek an advice or you don't have experience. So this code here is allowing you to receive one-on-one premium market review with your senior account manager, free of charge. You're just going to give him the coupon code, the promotion code, and he can give you the premium market review. I'm going to paste here a couple of links. Okay, we're going to paste down here the Ava Education Center, which is pretty amazing. In here, we have the login and deposit. Again, to get a senior account manager, it can't be done on the demo. So you have to just make a deposit and carry on. And this is how you do it. This is the Faculty Health Center. This is again for real account. In here, that's the Academy. Okay, again, you can find a lot of educational content there, videos, tutorials about all kind of things. Yeah, well, any further than that, the only thing that I can say, guys, before we head to the new year, actually, we're already 1 foot in the new year. So I'm just gonna tell you guys that I would like to thank, obviously, whoever assisted me through the questions and the answers, and you were a wonderful audience. So I'm going to wish you all a fruitful year. filled with a lot of profits. And that's it. Have a good week. It's been a pleasure. And that's it. Have a good day.